How's it going, guys? Welcome back, Disney and Marvel Nostalgia Nuts. Today we have an awesome video for you. We are going to be looking at the exclusive Spider-Man and his interactive Spider-Bots from Avengers Campus in Disney's California Adventure at Disneyland. So stay tuned, and we're going to have an awesome web-slinging adventure. Let's do this. Alright, and here's Spider-Man in his box from Avengers Campus Web Slingers Attraction. So, you got a really cool little box here, and I kind of tempted not to open it, but, you know, you gotta display it and you gotta show it off. And what I really do like here, if you can see it, you got this amazing kind of blueprint detailing here where it says web shooters, web slingers, and it's got a lot of equations and different things such as that. And I do like on the bottom right here that it says Spider-Man and Interactive Spider-Box action figure with sounds and feature. Notice it's only one feature, I guess. There's no features, no plural there. And this is designed by Worldwide Engineering Brigade, otherwise known as Web. And then you got the warning, you got your 3 and up, you know, stamp. And you just got some cool, like, kind of Iron Man looking, very industrial type of packaging with nuts and bolts on the sides as well as on the top. And then here's the back. And this one is pretty cool as it says Spider-Man and Interactive Spider-Bots. Action figure with sounds and features. Still that one feature, but it looks like I'm seeing at least 3 features here. It's saying press button on back for web slinging sounds and Spider-Bot disarming action. Interacts with the remote control Spider-Bots battle gameplay. Press button for Spider-Man phrases. Now, judging by this picture, it looks like these guys kind of battle like how the real ones do in the park. And it's got the tiny ones, they light up, and they maybe it looks like they're doing some flips, so that's pretty cool. I hope we can see what those do. And then right here you can see that it says a bunch of words that I'm not going to read off to you, but you can pause it if you like. And then at the bottom there it says sponsored by Stark Industries, and it does retail for $40. If you can see that, there you go. And then let's take a look at the bottom. Just kind of some normal, you know, legal stuff. Batteries. You gotta have those batteries. And there you go. Alright, and let's open him up. And here we have Spidey out of the box. Now, just having him and getting him out of the packaging, I gotta say, I really like this guy. He's got a nice build. He's super big and tall and playable. And he's just a nice figure I think would have on any shelf. But you got some pretty good detailing. You got the silver web shooters, which I really like. You got the web canisters on his belt for refills. And then you got that awesome spider symbol that's huge. And I really wish it was like that in the movies, especially with the web shooters too. I don't know if you guys are, if there are any Ben Reilly fans out there from the Clone Saga in the 90s, but he actually had some web shooters that were pretty similar that were exterior on his suit, much like this one, as well as being silver. So for me, who's a Ben Reilly fan, it's kind of a nice nod to see that here again. And then you got his arms in this nice whipping, you know, kind of position, and they do turn and they articulate. And that's an awesome pose. I mean, it's a good pose chosen for the ride, especially since it is web slingers. And I think that's definitely a good pose to have. But I mean, it would be cool if you could switch out different hands, like even maybe one like kind of holding it out, so you could actually, maybe he could like hold one of the Spider-Bots or something like that. That'd be pretty neat. Another thing I wish this kind of came with would be a web or some sort of string he could hang on to. Because, I mean, again, it's web slingers, and the whole point of the ride is that you're actually slinging these Spider-Bots and trying to capture them. So it would be kind of cool to have more of a feature where, you know, you could actually like attach it or display it, especially for collectors like myself. But I do understand why they didn't. They didn't have to. But yeah, he's got some pretty good articulation, you know, pretty standard arm articulation. It goes up and down, right and left. You got that swivel again. The wrists don't move or anything like that. And then it's the same for this side as well, up and down. You got that elbow joint. And then with the legs, you got a knee joint, and then it can go all the way about that area. I would not risk going any further, and it can go about that far back as well. And it can't go the knee can't go further. But this is actually an awesome surprise, is that it does have foot articulation, which I don't really expect for a figure of this size, so that's actually really cool. And you can actually get a little bit more dynamic posing going on or something like that. And it's the same for this foot as well. And you got that knee joint, and the foot swivels as well. Figure's a little stiff. I mean, the knee joints actually are quite smooth, but in the feet it's kind of stiff, but honestly nothing I'm too upset about. And then the head, you can go, yeah, I don't think you can go anywhere. Yeah, I would not risk turning that head at all. That thing is stuck. So that's kind of a bummer, but it's not too bad. You got that awesome spider symbol again. I know they used the classic symbol, the big kind of just fat spider in the movie, and that's cool, that's an ode to the comics, but I think this makes it a little bit more unique to the MCU. I mean, that is his symbol, and that has been done with other Spider-Man, such as Amazing Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, where it had the front symbol on their back as well. And this just, I don't know, I think this looks really cool, and I like how the web down here doesn't just end at those, it actually connects. That adds a little bit more of, I don't know, uniqueness and creativity. I really do dig that. And you'll notice here you do have a lot of screws and a lot of different openings, which is a shame, but you know, it's a kid's toy, it's not a collector's toy. So I get it. It looks like you got the battery pack here, and then you only have 2 actual switches. So the Try Me is just the on. So if you're in the park and you're wanting to hear what he says, then you're going to hear all of the phrases just by pressing that button on his chest. But this button actually does something really cool, and I did not expect that from this toy. So let's actually go through it. Here, I want you guys to hear the sound, so I'm just gonna run through them right now.
That was awesome! My spidey sense is tingling. My spidey sense is tingling. That was awesome! Spider bots everywhere. Let's get them. Don't worry, I've got this.
That is definitely not Tom Holland.
Time to activate your web shooters. Don't worry, I've got this. That was awesome! Gotcha, Spider-Bot. Don't worry, I've got this. Way to go! Oh no! The Spider-Bots are replicating! Time to activate your web shooters. Don't worry, I've got this. That was awesome! Gotcha, Spider-Bot. Don't worry, I've got this. That is some nice web slinging. With great power comes great responsibility. Wow, these Spider-Bots are out of control. Spider-Bots everywhere. Let's get them. That is some nice web slinging. Don't worry, I've got this.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything that they got. There's actually a better selection than I thought. I thought it was going to be like the same 2 phrases over and over again. And it's definitely a random kind of selection. You can get kind of repetitive with the same ones. But at least you don't have to go through all of them usually to get keep pressing it until you get what you want. And I do like that it says with great power comes great responsibility. That's pretty cool. I actually wish he would say that in the movies, but at least we get it in the toy. But yeah, I like it. And I mean, I don't know why Tom Holland didn't do the voice. He's done the voice on other figures. And especially they had to bring him in for the actual ride anyway, so kind of doesn't make sense to me, but that's alright. I'm not complaining that much. And as you can see, actually, right on this chest, here, let me focus on that. You can see kind of a little hole right there, as I, punch the camera with my spider strength. You can see a little hole right there, and that is for his interactive features. Now that is actually my favorite part of this, so we'll hold off on that. Hold on, stay with me. And we'll get Spidey standing right up here, being very heroic and about to save the day. So let's show off these guys right here. I want to show these bad boys off. So these are our spider bots. Now I actually really dig these. I think the design is fantastic. I wish the actual ones that they sell in the park weren't so darn expensive, because I'd really like to get one of those. But you know what? These are smaller, and you know what? I think they're actually a little bit more fun. But I like the red and blue, the eyes, and all that good stuff. And you got legs, and here's the back. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And I like that you get 2 of them. I mean, I'm surprised they actually did put 2. Usually they only put like 1 of these. And this actually isn't bad. These are pretty cool. But they do something quite cool. So I think I turned it on. Let me see. It'll tell me. Yeah, so I had it on. But watch what happens when since it's off now, watch what happens when I turn it back on. So it freaks out on me. It actually scared me the first time I did it. But you're supposed to, after you turn it on, you're supposed to put it back. And it like kind of clicks in if you heard that. And so you put this one down. And this one, I think it's on as well. But so you get the full effect. And we'll reset that one. There. It actually even warns you in the instructions, just so you guys know, that if it doesn't click back in when you turn it on, you have to turn it on and off again in order to make sure that whatever mechanism is inside is latching. So put those down, and they're going to chill right here next to Spider-Man. So they look cool, but here's something that I did not expect. So you got your sayings, right?
Wow, these spider bots are out of control.
Which is very fitting for what's about to happen. I love that. That is so awesome. These could have just been like little figures that did nothing, but they actually are completely interactive with the Spider-Man. And I wish I had a Spider-Bot in order to show you guys how it interacted, but with the big ones, the actual life-size ones, as he tries to escape, they do all interact, which is awesome. I love that Disney interactivity. I think that's something that really makes it a little bit more special than your standard toy. Now, I thought these guys lit up in their eyes. It looks like they might be, if you can see right there. Like, I really thought they were going to light up or something, but I have not found the button, if that is possible, that makes it do that. I mean, yeah, there's nothing here indicating that it does that. But honestly, that's really cool. And I like that they do something. And you can kind of, especially for a kid, if you're playing with these and you just went on the ride and you're, living the dream of slinging webs with Spidey, you can do that with this guy. If you aim it, and kind of get that illusion, like you're shooting the webs, then you can just go, like, I mean, come on. That's awesome. That is a fantastic feature, and it works, like, perfectly every time. That really is cool. Alright guys, and there you have the Disneyland exclusive Avengers Campus interactive Spider-Man with Spider-Bots. Now, my final thoughts on this figure, I absolutely love it. Is it the best figure ever for Spider-Man? No. I mean, there's definitely a lot of, just kind of collector issues, such as, paint, kind of defects, or, screws exposed, and very limited kind of posability, but I don't expect that out of this figure. This is meant to be a toy, not a collector's, statue, which I like. I think that this thing offers a lot of really fun features, such as the spider bots actually doing something, and that you can shoot webs at them and they will react with the button. That is such a fantastic inclusion, and I think that kind of brings home a lot of the joy from the ride. Now, I don't know if you guys have already ridden the ride, but I was able to experience it on Sunday, and I really liked it. I think that the Spider-Bots were extremely fun, and it was so fun to shoot them and have the ride actually respond to your web flipping very accurately. There was very little time where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying so hard and nothing's happening. It works really well, and it's completely remote controlless, so that was a really cool surprise. I do have a few kind of tidbits that I really wish, criticisms that I wish they could have implemented, and I think with Disney's power and budget they should have, such as including some animatronics in the ride. I mean, this is Avengers Campus main opening day ride. It is Spider-Man. It is the most famous, most popular, my personal favorite superhero of all time. This is Disneyland. This is not Magic Mountain. This is not SeaWorld or whatever. They should have put a Spider-Man animatronic somewhere in the ride or throughout. I think that would have been absolutely phenomenal. And I think they could have included some actual Spider-Man characters. I love the Spider-Bots. I've actually grown to really like them, and I think they're really cool to the Spider-Man lore and just in the ride in general. But not a single other Spider-Man character from the comics, movies. I mean, gosh, over, decades of characters could have been included, like Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Venom. I mean, how cool it would have been to actually see a Venomized version of one of these maybe halfway through the ride and be able to shoot at that. I mean, Spider-Man isn't just some random superhero with random robots. He's a character built with years upon years of different writers and movies, and I think Disney, should have made that happen. And I know there's a lot of different legal rights with Sony owning the movie rights and them only owning the merchandise rights, which I think might be a factor as to why they didn't include actual Spider-Man characters. But I think they could have worked out something maybe a little bit, with Sony or whoever is in charge of that area. But still, I did enjoy the ride, and especially this toy. And I think what you can do with it is fun. You can pose it, even if you are a collector. You can pose it really well on your shelf. You can get some cool poses like this. And side note, just so you guys know, I did end up moving the head. You kind of got to just jerk it a little bit until it budges, but once it's kind of unstuck, it does move, and it does pose in some pretty cool poses like this. It doesn't do much. You can't turn it like all the way around, but it is a really nice figure. And I love the silver detailing. I think the spider logo looks fantastic, and the scale of it is really fun. And I think just the entire figure itself is a really kind of cool thing to take home if you're a Spider-Man fan or just a Disneyland fan in general. And I have been reading the comics, and I think that that's really fun as well. And all the immersiveness and tie-ins is really cool. But I think that's about it for me today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will be slinging your guys' way sometime soon. Alright guys, take care. Bye.